Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here. And in today's video, I am going to answer the question, why is my offer so crappy? Why is the insurance company offering me such crappy money? I've got a good case. What the heck is going on? I represent this guy who was driving with his kids, and defendant like flew out of a stop sign, didn't stop for the stop sign. My guy hit a through street, T-boned the car, all kinds of property damage, like really good photos of the impact, shows it's a big impact. Dad did everything, he had the kids checked out, they were okay. He had neck and back problems. He did the right thing. He followed up right away. Um, One of the specialists he saw was actually talking about maybe an injection for his neck and back. But he's like, you know what, I want to make sure that therapy doesn't get me right. So he does the therapy, as about 3 or 4 months of physical therapy. Well, probably about 3 months of therapy, because he had to go to the emergency room, then his family doctor first. So about three months of therapy. But you read the medical records, it's like he's getting a little bit better all the time, and by the end his pain is like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. So he's like, I think I'm good enough, I'll do the home exercise. He doesn't, honest dude, doesn't want to make a mountain out of a molehill. So we do the claim for the guy, and the insurance company starts, their initial offer is like less than half the medical bills. And I couldn't believe it, and I told the adjuster, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? You're offering him half of the medical bills. I mean, did you read the medical records? He's like a legit guy. He didn't overtreat. There's no treatment gap. It's a big crash. You guys are a good insurance company. What is this half of the medical bills offer? Look, I'm supposed to call my client and tell my client every time we get an offer on a case. So, of course, I called my guy and said, hey, buddy, here's what's what. This is what's going on, right? So anyway, he's like, yeah, I can't believe it. I'm like, well, don't panic. There's two kinds of adjusters. There's the kind of adjuster that wants you to call a bunch of times, and then they finally get to a reasonable number. And then there's the kind of adjusters who are like, all right, that's my initial offer, but look, if in other words, they cut out the middleman. They'll talk to you off the record. They'll talk to you about what's what, and they'll get you pretty close. And unfortunately, this adjuster was like the first kind, and phone call, phone call, phone call, phone call, going up by $1,000. I finally said, look, this is ridiculous. We're not even over his medical bills. And they're like, oh, well, we dispute the medical bills. I'm like, of course, you're an insurance company. Of course you dispute the medical bills. I finally just said, look, I just don't see this happening. I've called you 12 times now. You've gone up less than $1,000 almost every phone call. I just don't see the point of it. Like, you guys are a good insurance company with a good reputation, but you're acting like a substandard now, which is, well, I don't want to overpay. I'm like, you don't want to overpay, but your offer is less than the guy's medical bills? And at that point, we had a frank talk, and she's like, well, we know that the courthouse is jammed up, and we know that if you file a lawsuit, you're not going to go to trial for a really long time. And we know that, everything is delayed at the courthouse, and we know your client probably doesn't want to wait 2 or 3 years for their money, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look, I get it. I'll do you one better. I also know you're going to go hire a, uh, a doctor to say the medical treatment wasn't necessary, the same doctor you guys hire on every case. And I know you're going to go out and hire a medical biller, the same medical biller you hire on every case, to say that the medical bills are too high. I know you're going to do it because you guys do it on every case. But what am I supposed to do here? You're not giving me any room to do anything for this guy. And so finally she said, oh, well, here's like an extra 1,000, but this is our drop dead number. And I'm like, you're still 7,000 under what I could, like, in good conscience, recommend to this guy to take the money. And look, in my client's defense, he's a really reasonable guy. I talked to him and he's like, I understand, what do you think I should do? Well, I mean, I explained everything to him, and I said, look, they're offering you just enough money that you're definitely putting thousands and thousands of dollars in your pocket, and that's what they're counting on. And you know, I don't know what your personal situation is. If you need the money right now and you're feeling good and you don't want to participate in litigation and you tell me to settle it, I'm not going to be mad about it. I am a little mad about their crappy offer and the amount of time I've wasted on the phone with this woman. I mean, I talked to this lady more than I talked to my girlfriend, my sister-in-law, my brother, my nieces and nephews. I mean, at this point, we're, you know, related or something, right? Anyway, you know, I, finally, I just told the guy, look, some of these cases are just not going to settle. You have a really good case. You did everything right. They're a allegedly good insurance company, but some of the cases just don't settle. So that's where we're headed on that case. My point of the video, though, is, you know, what can we do? It takes two to tango. You know, I mean, I've pulled out every trick in the book. I've tried being reasonable. I just don't see the case settling, and some of them just don't settle. But my point is, it's these delays in the courthouses, and the insurance companies are banking on these delays at the courthouses to get you to take less money. And listen, I'm not one of the lawyers who tells you don't take the money or do take the money. I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what your odds are if we go to trial and all that stuff. But you know, I'm not the guy who's gonna settle the case and then try and talk you into it later. I think that's a disrespectful way to do it. Anyway, my point is that's what insurance companies are banking on. They're banking on your, you know, with all the lockdowns and close downs, we're way behind over at the courthouse. And things are less efficient when you do them remotely or via Zoom or via email than they are when a bunch of lawyers go to court and meet with the judge. So things tend to be moving slower, and things are harder and slower at the defense law firms and at plaintiffs' law firms. Super hard to get medical records. So the insurance companies know that if you want money now or anytime soon, they want a discount off the settlement. And really, at the end of the day, it's up to you, as advised by your lawyer, to decide whether money right now is a better idea for you in your injury case or whether you should fight it, right? In my case, I'm happy to fight the case. It's a good case. The client's a good guy, but I got to do what the client wants to do. And I think that's the ideal way to do it. I mean, I know lawyers who are like, oh, yeah, I tell my client, and if they don't like it, they can get a different lawyer. I'm like, I'm sure they love you. You're a prince. You're a real charmer. Anyway, that is the topic for the video. I'm going to shut up now. But before I do, I'm going to say, if you or a loved one has been involved in an accident and you want excellent legal reputation, you want representation. And if you want maximum value on your case from a lawyer you can trust and get your money quick, then please consider giving me a call, or if you know anybody who needs a lawyer, send them my way. Best thing to do is call 312-500-4500. Call anytime, night or day. 312-500-4500. If you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, I have two really cool websites. Well, one website, two really cool tools on my website. There's actually a ton of cool things on my website for people who have an injury case or have a question. But the two I'm talking about are the Case Cash Calculator and the Do I Have a Good Case Calculator. These are tools I built. They're on my website, 100% free. You don't have to talk to a lawyer, but you get answers to your questions. The first one tells you what your case might be worth in settlement. The other one tells you, do you have a good, strong case, or do you have a case with some warts, some challenges, some problems? Again, free, and literally the best part is free has got to be the best part, but very close to free is it takes almost none of your time. Literally 20 seconds, you answer a few questions, you get all the answers. No obligation, free. Check them out, links in the description. If you enjoy my videos, please like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have a question, leave it in the comments section. Maybe I'll shoot a video on your question. And if you like the videos and the content, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified when I release a new video. Last thing I'll say is to ask you for a favor. If you enjoy my videos and the information I provide, If you would not mind giving me a 5-star review on Google, it would really help my business. Very competitive business. We're competing against giant advertisers who, just spend a ton of money on all the advertising to, on TV, internet, radio, billboards. And, it turns out when people are deciding who to call for an injury case, they look at the Google reviews. So if you check out my Google reviews and you like them and you like the content and you wouldn't mind doing it, it's really easy to do. Link in the description. You just go to the web page, you cut and paste it into a web browser on your phone, tablet, or computer, and then it takes you right to the page. You click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. 5 seconds of work for you, but invaluable favor to me, and I would truly appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate the interest and all the kind words. Of course, if you have a question or a problem and I can be of assistance, please don't hesitate to give me a holler anytime, night or day, 312-500-4500. And with that, as the sun goes down during my commute, after an extremely long week of work, and yes, I'm going in on Saturday to catch up on paperwork, and I still need a haircut. Let's face it, I just didn't have time to go. Been burning the candle at both ends, folks. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.